I'm going to be reading a text from chapter 28 in the book To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. In the chapter previous to 28, Jem and Scout had been in the living room with their father Atticus and their aunt Alexandra. Then they were about to begin their longest journey together through the schoolyard. Here we go. The weather was unusually warm for the last day of October. We didn't even need jackets. The wind was growing stronger, and Jem said it might be raining before we got home. There was no moon. The streetlight on the corner cast sharp shadows on the Radley house. I heard Jem laugh softly. "Bet nobody bothers them tonight," he said. Jem was carrying my ham costume, rather awkwardly, as it was hard to hold. I thought it gallant of him to do so. "It is a scary place, though, ain't it?" I said. "Boo doesn't mean any harm, but I'm right glad you're along." "You know Atticus wouldn't let you go to the schoolhouse by yourself," Jem said. "Don't see why. It's just around the corner and across the yard." "That yard's mighty long place for little girls to cross at night," Jem teased. "Ain't you scared of haints?" We laughed. Haints, hot stems, incantations, secret signs had vanished with our years as mist with sunrise. "What was that old thing?" Jem said. "Angel bright, life and death. Get off the road, don't suck my breath." "Cut it out now," I said. We were in front of the Radley place. Jem said, "Boo must not be at home. Listen." High above us in the darkness, the solitary mocker poured out his repertoire in blissful unawareness of whose tree he sat in, plunging from the shrill key of the sunflower bird to the irascible quack of a blue jay, to the sad lament of "Poor Will, poor Will, poor Will." We turned the corner and I tripped on a root growing in the road. Jem tried to help me, but all he did was drop my costume in the dust. I didn't fall, though, and soon we were on our way again. We turned off the road and entered the schoolyard. It was pitch black. "How do you know where we're at, Jem?" I asked, when we had gone a few steps. "I can tell we're under the big oak because we're passing through a cool spot. Careful now, and don't fall again." We had slowed to a cautious gait and were feeling our way forward so as not to bump into the tree. The tree was a single and ancient oak. 2 children could not reach around its trunk and touch hands. It was far away from teachers, their spies, and curious neighbors. It was near the Radley lot, but the Radleys were not curious. A small patch of earth beneath its branches was packed hard from many fights and furtive crap games. The light in the high school auditorium were blazing in the distance, but they blinded us if anything. "Don't look ahead, Scout," Jem said. "Look at the ground, and you won't fall." "You should have brought the flashlight, Jem." "Didn't know it was this dark. Didn't look like it would be this dark earlier in the evening. So cloudy, that's why. It'll hold off a while, though." Someone leaped at us. "God Almighty!" Jem yelled. A circle of light burst in our faces, and Cecil Jacob jumped in glee behind it. "Ha ha ha! Gotcha!" he shrieked. "Thought you'd be coming along this way." "What are you doing way out here by yourself, boy? Ain't you scared of Radley Boo?" Cecil had ridden safely to the auditorium with his parents, hadn't seen us, then he had ventured down this far because he knew good and well we'd be coming along. He thought Mr. Finch'd be with us, though. "Shucks, ain't much but around the corner," said Jem. "Who's scared to go around the corner?" We had to admit that Cecil was pretty good, though. He had given us a fright, and he could tell it all over the schoolhouse. That was his privilege.